Hello, wonderful people. Today, let's talk about communication. Communication is one of those skills that we all have room for improvement in, and when we do improve our communication skills, lots of things in our lives get better. In work, at home, in our communities. And so, how do we get better at communication? If you're anything like me, you've probably read a bunch of books that give you glimpses into what effective communication looks like. Whether it's Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, where he says, seek first to understand and then be understood, or Chris Voss's How to Negotiate Like Your Life Depends on It, where you get them to say that's right because they recognize that you understand them, or whether you are a big fan of any number of other people. What you normally find when we hear about effective marketing, effective sales, effective communication, effective leadership, we have to understand the person we're communicating with first. And they have to know that we understand them. They have to see that we are on the same page with them. And that can be really challenging. And so one of the ways that I think all of us can do this better is actually to start with ourselves. Often, when we're communicating, we don't fully understand what's going on within us. And so for us to, start there and then try and understand other people first is really challenging because we can't be empathetic, we can't be sympathetic, we can't be all of these things that are really important to understanding somebody else first. So what if we spend some time actually listening to ourselves and learning to understand what's going on within us as we communicate? When we go into a meeting that we're afraid of or where we're nervous, what's actually that experience like for us? How do we understand the emotional content, the behavioral content? How do we understand all those crazy thoughts going through our heads? Because once we can understand our crazy thoughts and our emotions and our behaviors, all of a sudden it's a little easier to understand other people's thoughts, emotions, behaviors. And that empathy becomes a lot more natural so that we can understand the other first, so that we can get on the same page. And when we're on the same page and when we understand the people we're working alongside, all of a sudden, things we want to happen start happening. So I've got a real quick exercise for you to try out. And it's just, pay attention during an interaction that you have and write about it afterwards, whether it's a meeting with a direct report, a boss, whether it's going home to your spouse, or whether it's just a meeting or a project that you're working on with other people. As you communicate with others, pay attention to what your experience is like. Learn to listen to yourself. And then write it out. Write out all the emotions you had. Write out what it was like to say that thing and what you thought was going to happen and all the thoughts that were going through your head. And what behaviors did you pick up from yourself, like the constant umming that I always hear myself do when I make these videos. Write that out because other people, as you communicate with them, they're going through that same experience or something really similar. And when you can recognize that aspect, you're able to get on the same page with them, be empathetic, and understand them far more quickly. So give that a try. Let me know in the comments how it goes for you, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.